Hi everyone, welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Mary Nelly, and today we're doing a you versus them. I like to always say there's no verses here, it's you and them. But yeah, that's the title anyway. I'm going to pull some cards out for you. I'm going to pull some cards out for them. But first, I'm going to start with some cards about both of you. And let's see what's going on with you guys. I hope that you're all doing well. We've had some really big energetic shifts going on. I feel like there's a lot of new relationships out there potentially. And yeah, saying goodbye to the old, welcoming in the new. I necessarily don't feel rifts. I think that maybe those that are called to this video are looking for maybe validation or looking for, if not advice, maybe just someone to acknowledge how well their relationship is going potentially. That's interesting. All right. So this is going to be to give us this. All right. So I'm pulling from this deck to give us an idea of what we're looking at between both of you. I have a chakra love deck. I have a true intentions deck. I am going to get a true intention for both of you and then individually too. So as what the true intention of the couple is together and individually. And I feel like I need something else. You know what? I'll pull out some charms. That's what I'll do. Awesome. Okie dokie. All right, spirits, what do we need to know about the couple that this reading is about? The true intention of this union. Okay. And let's pull out some charms. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this noise, so in case it's bothering you. Okay. Sorry about that, but I wasn't planning on doing that, but I definitely felt like I needed something. Something else. So, all right, we have the pile of you guys. So I'm going to pull out the cards for you individually, and I will be right back. The viewer, please, that's watching this for this. Okay, so I pulled out your oracles. Now we're going to do your tarot. So for the viewer, please, Spirit, what is it that we need to know about the person that's watching this video today? What else do we need to know about the collective, please, that's in this relationship? What else, Spirit, do we need to know about this person that's falling? Okay, well, all right. We have 6 for you. What do we need to know, Spirit, about the person that they're thinking about, the person that's on their mind, the reason why they're here, the person that they are in a relationship with? Okay. All right. So let's do these bottoms of the decks and see where we are. Well, we have 18 with confront. And that's the moon. It's confronting your fears, confronting the unknown. So this is the psychic tarot, but it's the love version. I love the psychic tarot. I know it very well. This one I'm just beginning a love affair with. Maybe there's something that's weighing heavily on your mind and you haven't confronted them about it yet. Or this is you confronting your own fears and your own doubts of how successful you can be in this relationship. I do have to say again, I don't feel that there's actually something unhealthy or potentially going wrong in this relationship. Or if there is, it's something that can potentially be handled or fixed. And now I'm thinking maybe it's, for lack of better words, like self-imposed. Maybe you're afraid to open up. Maybe they're afraid to open up. I really feel this is you, though, the viewer, not them. All right, what's underneath that? 17. That's the star with healing. Maybe this relationship is healing for you. It's healing for the both of you. Because I did feel that. I felt like it was a healthy relationship, or I felt like it wasn't a relationship in distress, or, yeah. Look at that, breaking from chains. How beautiful is that? The star within you. Maybe by confronting what this is that's holding you back, or facing your own fears. And if this is not you, it's them. We'll break them from those chains and they can love more freely. I just want to see one more. Awaiting results. And that's the 7 of Pentacles. Is this one of you waiting to see? Oh, I just got one the next. Oh. Someone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. And you're kind of surprised that it hasn't by now, because you feel like every relationship is going to eventually fail for you. Oh, hon. I think you got a good one here. And I just think that these are growing pains, especially if it's growth and healing within yourself, and your own self-doubts, and your own self-worth, self-esteem. Or you don't think it can be this good, and if it's this good, it's not real. Oh, okay. All right, well, let's keep going. What other things do we have? The rest of the card, let's check the bottoms of the rest of the cards that I had. Success with hot air balloons. I do believe this is going to be a success for you too. Spiritual. This could even be a divine union. You're meant to be on each other's path to help heal yourselves and learn and grow and mature into a more capable, loving partner. Kindness. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting... Have you never felt kindness like this before? Have you never been loved like this before? That's what I'm getting. Maybe you guys are very different. I mean, look at this. This is an otter looking so lovingly at a bee. I mean, how, right, more different can you be? No pun intended. How can you really can't be more different than this. And there's love around them. And maybe you're just taken aback by it all. By a love you've never felt before. By acceptance you've never felt before. You feel like this is your person, your destined one, your soulmate, spiritual. That's really beautiful. Okay. Bottom of the heart chakra, the chakra love cards, is expression, throat chakra, and the stone associated with it is lapis lazuli. Express your true self, the world needs you. And we had to confront. Let's take a look at it. It's beautiful. Maybe you're learning to truly express yourself and be truly vulnerable and truly exposed with another person. Or you haven't been able to in so long in your past relationships. And now you have this relationship that kind of scares you because you want to do those things, but you're afraid of the rejection that may come from it, or you're afraid that they'll hurt you. They'll hurt you, break your heart. But I don't see that going in that direction. I really don't. I didn't feel it coming in. All right. Under true intentions, apology. I'm not yet over what happened, but an apology could begin to mend things. Oh. I picked this up and I left a card down here of empathy. I will provide emotional support and always try to understand you. Maybe you got scared of a confrontation, or you were triggered in this relationship somehow. You may resonate with this, or it may be the other person, but I kind of feel like I'm talking to you, not about them yet. I want to follow this line because what I feel with this apology is maybe you took offense to something that necessarily wasn't meant to offend, or you may have been triggered by something and you kind of closed off quickly to them. And is it that you need to give an apology, or is it that you need, or that you felt in that moment you needed an apology, or you may have taken it as too much of a slight against you? And now you kind of feel bad about that, where you may have demanded an apology or even have begun to sabotage the relationship as a form of self-sabotage. And now you see and you empathize with them because you know it's kind of like your baggage that you're bringing into the relationship. All right, that was at the bottom here. Then we have this Snake Princess, the serpentine path to power. You know, there's a lot of shedding going on. This is also a snake year. The serpentine path to power, meaning it's not a direct shot to power, right? To success. There's a lot of twists and turns. And that's what love is like. And that's what relationships are like. No matter how healthy they are, there's not a swift shot, a swift action to get you from point A to point B. That's an interesting way. That's an interesting way of saying that. But number 42, which is 6, and that's harmony, cooperation. And maybe you feel like it's a lot of work, but relationships are work. Even the best ones. We have to give so much of ourselves to one another. And maybe you keep growing and changing in this relationship because it's actually accelerating your growth, your emotional growth. You feel like you're constantly shedding an old version of yourself to meet this person where they're at, and it's exhausting. And that, I can see that. But only you can decide if it's worth it. I mean, it seems like it is if someone is bringing out the best in you. If someone is helping you shed old layers of self-doubt, negative self-talk, fears of abandonment, fears of rejection. It's a lot of work. The truth is, you do need to be ready to face those things within you. Oh, that's falling. There. I'm not sure which one. Wolf Moon, I will watch over you with the number 1, and Snow White and her friends. You inspire trust and confidence. Yeah, I think this is the one. Are they inspiring trust and confidence in you, and it's kind of like throwing you off kilter? When you're not used to a healthy relationship, or you're not used to functional relationships, it feels weird, because you actually end up missing kind of the dysfunction and the chaos, because that's your wheelhouse. You're like, okay, I can deal with, a jerk, or I can deal with a person who doesn't show me the love that I need because, well, that's all I've known. I can deal with a person who doesn't think of me or doesn't put me first because I've never had that before. And when you're confronted with a person that does all those things, you think there's something wrong with them. And then you actually may even think that they're truly devious because they must have something up their sleeve. Yeah. Wow. This is a lot that I'm getting even before I'm even hitting the cards. So let's see where this takes us. Let's see. I feel like you owe them an apology. That's what I feel. I think that you're coming to the realization that they're a good person. And it's up to you to decide, are you going to be in this relationship and participate at the level that they are? And also, are you willing to change and grow with them? All right, so let's take a look at the cards that sum up your relationship right now. Well, let's start with your charms. We have the Today clip. Is this you living presently or trying to? We have this it's like a little shopping bag, and it says, not everything that weighs you down is yours to carry. I was going to say, are you living presently and you're being asked to leave the past behind you? Like your relationship is new and it's something like you've never had before. And it's putting down the ghosts of your relationships past. And you both can be doing that. Saying, forget about how we used to do things. We're creating our relationship and our dynamic moving forward. Not everything that weighs you down is yours to carry. So that's like attachments, family, relationships that are not necessarily healthy, opinions of others, because I did say something about you guys being very different. If they're not in the relationship with you, right? Their opinion should not hold as much weight as your own and theirs as the couples. That's an interesting one. It's about leaving what doesn't serve you. It's like you both have chosen to give this relationship your best try to make it work. Because I think you both know that you're meant to be in each other's lives. Or you probably have very intense feelings for one another. And that's also scary in and of itself, let alone when you know, true emotions and true attachments start to form. Last one is a fortune cookie. A good laugh and a good cry both cleanse the mind. Oh. You guys have had your ups and downs. It's what the card said about the serpentine path. You guys have had your ups and downs, and you guys keep coming out ahead. It's just been a lot of work. It's been a lot of effort. It's been a lot of dedication and commitment to your relationship, to your promise to one another. And I think that you're just wanting to know, is this meant to be? I think you want corroboration that this is a beautiful relationship, and you're not seeing it through rose-colored glasses. And I do think it is. I think it's a beautiful relationship. Anything that brings out the best in you and everything that makes you grow and become the best version of yourself is beautiful. You know, healthy, stable, loving relationships exist. And I think that you're in one. Because if I felt that this was toxic, I would let you know immediately. And it's not. Like, I feel like you guys are the type of couple that looks at each other like a lot. And you have knowing glances in groups. And you wonder, like, how did I get so lucky to have met someone like him? Or how did I get so lucky to met someone like them? How did she even get interested in me? Type of thing. All right, so amusement. Yeah. I think you guys are sweet. I find your stories comical and your life a source of entertainment. Oh gosh. It's exactly, you have a very beautiful relationship. I think you're having fun. I think that there's a lightness of heart that I think one of you, and I think it may be you, viewer, I think it may be you, that this lightness of being kind of scares you. Or what did I say in the beginning about, it's like waiting for the shoe to drop type of thing. You may be waiting for something bad to happen because you're so happy, or you're so in love, or you feel so good with this person. And it's scary. And I know it. I know it's scary. But you're enjoying it. I can feel the lightness of this relationship. And I think that sometimes when you do have a good cry, or you guys have your ups and downs and you work through them like so many healthy relationships do, you surprise yourself. But I do think that probably every time you have something uncomfortable happen, you may be triggered in thinking it will be like the last straw on a camel's back, and you'll break up. And that's a hard place to be, always fearful of losing what you now are beginning to love or love. And I don't want you to be in a place of fear. And what did I say about confront? In the moon card, it's confronting your fears, confronting the unknown. You don't know where this relationship is going to lead you. You don't. But that's what love is. Love is taking that leap of faith, right? You've already done it with the Fool. But when you hit the moon, it's that things are unclear. You don't know what's going to happen. You have to have faith that going down that path, you're going to come out on top, right? Unscathed. Or that there may be something that you don't know that makes an appearance. But that's where you have to trust your feelings. You have to trust your relationship and trust your partner. Yeah, so let's take a look at your next one. Butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness, and hope return. Oh, number 22, which is the master number. Oh, it's you two building your path. This is definitely a destined relationship. Even in gloom, butterflies can emerge. After sadness, happiness and hope return. So whomever is sad here, whomever has doubts, whomever is afraid, right, with the confrontation in the moon card, whoever is afraid that things will not work out, know that happiness and hope will always emerge as victors. I mean, you also had behind the moon card, we also had the star card. And that's hope and renewal and healing. We can't control the outcome, but you need to allow yourself to flow in the waters of love and hope and renewal. You need to allow yourself to be taken by that, because that will not lie. And nothing is written in stone. That's the fun part, but that's the scary part. You have a beautiful relationship. And I think that this right here is telling you it's going to be okay. And I think you know it. This is essentially the temperature of your relationship. And it's really nice. It really is. All right. So I do feel good that I was picking up on what you guys were putting down. So let's take a look at your cards. We did get more cards for you than them, so that makes sense now. Ah, all right. First card here, we have Big Favor, but it's in reverse. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it in reverse, as I haven't used this deck before. Oh. Big Favor. I'm looking for significant assistance and a large effort on your part. In reverse. I have lots of thoughts on this. The fact that it's in reverse feels like you don't want them to take up more space in your life, or you're afraid for them to take up too much space in your life, right? You don't want them to give you significant assistance. You don't want them to give you a large effort on their part, just in case it doesn't work out. And the fact that it's in reverse, I feel like you're tempted by allowing them, but you just haven't brought yourself there yet. And that's what I've been picking up from all the cards and just on the energy that I've been feeling from the first moment I sat down for this. But I think that you're getting there because you're growing, you're shedding. I just think that you're overwhelmed by it. And you also need someone, or you feel like you need outside eyes to make sure you're not making a mistake. Oh. Okay. We then have root chakra, red jasper, grounding. Sink your roots deep. Connect them to the heart of the earth. This may be something that you're actually doing. This may be something that you're actually doing. I just got a person in a gym. Just a person in a gym. I saw like treadmills. I felt like the environment of a gym, and I just knew this is a person who goes to the gym. You know, while it's not outside and walking in the grass, it is grounding in your body, in your pinnacle world. You know, feeding your health and exhausting your body, becoming present in your body. And that's very healthy. And that is definitely a way of grounding. So I am actually picking up this is something that you're doing. I think this is describing you right now. Oh, true love in reverse and patience. Oh. I think this is what you're questioning. Is this true love? And you need them to have patience with you. I think that they're all in. I think you're not. And I don't think it's because you're not in love with them, because I think that's exactly where you're heading, or you are. I think that you're afraid. I think you're afraid to confront your own feelings. I think that you may have even outside baggage that you're bringing along with you, as I read with not everything that you carry, not everything that weighs you down is yours to carry. Like maybe you're actually you're taking responsibility and prioritizing someone else's needs instead of your own in the needs of your relationship. Because that is also a difficult thing to do. You know, when you start actually pulling away from areas that you may have overgiven or where you have given freely of yourself because you weren't in a relationship. And now that you are, you have to start pulling back in other areas that necessarily weren't your responsibility anyway, but you were doing them anyway because you didn't have other obligations to another person yet. But now that you do, you have to start seeing yourself as a person in a relationship with, you know, duties and responsibilities to that commitment. And sometimes when you start pulling away from other people or other social environments that you kind of felt obligated to before, you may start hearing complaints from people. Yeah, I mean, committing yourself to a relationship fully takes a lot of commitment and follow through. And maybe you're just not ready to do that yet, or you're having difficulty, or this is the crux at where you are, where you want to know if this is true and if this is a true love and if this is actually a real love for you so that you can fully commit to them. Yeah. And this is you. I think you've been going at a snail's pace for many reasons. I've already laid them out. There's a million, but I fully understand them all. And you don't have to feel bad about it. You don't. And I don't think this person's making you feel bad. I think they're waiting for you. But I do think that when you love someone and you have a very patient person, we just want to make sure that we are not taking advantage of that patience from them. But I think all these thoughts are in your mind. I see it. I think everything that we've been discussing, you and I, is what's coming through. And I think that you are at like a cusp. This is your new cycle. This is where you wanted to just let yourself free fall into, but you just needed, I don't know. You needed permission from yourself after doing all your due diligence to allow yourself the courage to fall in love fully and deeply. What else do we have, hon? New vitality. Holy moly. Yeah, I know the cards are going to come out exactly how we're saying it. All right. So, new vitality, that's the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think that I think a new you, when it comes to love, is being bloomed, is being birthed. You are shedding, and I love that you are shedding once again into a new version of yourself. You're releasing more and more of what doesn't serve you. I was just going to say, I love the fact that this is the Ace of Wands, because Wands is passion. One's is creation. And I definitely feel that you two have a lot of passion. I feel that you are desirous of one another and you have passion for one another in all senses. I think you're smitten and you're at peace with one another. And you find yourself wondering how things can be so smooth or so peaceful. And I love how they're blowing out the rainbow, right? And this is you balancing the chakras, grounding yourself, which you're doing, right? We have the throat chakra again. Second one. I think it's time. I think you know it's time. Like you're almost there to declare yourself. Declare yourself in love. Declare your intentions in this relationship. Also, open yourself up and be vulnerable with this person. Let them see who you truly are and why you've been dragging your feet potentially. You are just, you're going to be a little songbird. I think by the end of this, it's fantastic. I love love. So if you knew me in real life, you would know that I love love. I get giddy about it. I do. And I think you guys are really cute probably together. And I'm seeing two different types of people coming together. And I think you've surprised one another with how well you do together. And this is right under the true love in reverse. And I think this is where you're going to say, I love you. Maybe for the first time in your relationship. Maybe even for the first time in your life. Challenging times. This is the 5 of Wands under patience. And I think this is where you've been. And this is where you are. I think this is where you've found yourself. In the challenging time, the Wands, this is I want to say this is people's competition for you. I don't know why I keep going back, but I do think that's a major angle in why you feel uncomfortable. Like each of those wands are people vying for your attention, or they're a burden in your life, or they're becoming a burden. Their demands are becoming a burden in your life. And you've been trying to figure out how to juggle them all. How to rein them all in and keep this love alive. Crown chakra. Yeah, I think that you feel the otherworldliness regarding this relationship. You feel the overwhelming attraction to this person. You feel pulled by the cosmic forces to this person. And I think if you, in your heart of hearts, you know what you feel for this person is deeper than what you've probably felt in a long time, or if ever. Wow. Darkest fears under throat chakra and the true love in reverse. This is you opening up to this person about your fears. Again, becoming and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and exposing who you truly are, what you've been holding back. You know, sometimes a lot. And I'm not saying to divulge everything at once, because I don't think that you'd be able to. But I also think that, just allowing this person to see what you've been through and why you're the way you are and why you're hesitant about things will go a long way in showing them that you trust them and that your feelings are deepening for them. Even if you don't say the 3 magic words, you're showing them. And maybe that would be enough right now where you are in your relationship. Wow. The Emperor. I think this goes back to what I said, you can't control everything, because you have patience, challenging times, and the Emperor. And I think that you've been waiting to be able to control everything. I can control and manage all of these aspects, right, in your empire. But I think you're realizing you can't. And it's not about you holding on to all these 5s. It's about you adding resources, right? Going to the 6, or taking away 1 to be able to go back to the 4. There's something here. It's like you don't need to take on everything. You need to figure out if you're going to build a life with this person or not. And I have a feeling you will. I do. You have the Success card. Remember that. So now let's look into your person's cards. I've been really interested in knowing what's down here because I've loved your story. I was able to tap into it immediately, but I want to see what's going on with this person. Let's see if they're as wonderful as we thought. We have unfriendly. Keep your guard up. We aren't friends, and I may have a hostile attitude. Either this is them worried that you don't care for them like they care for you, or this may be someone in your life makes them feel unwelcomed. Yeah, because I kept going into the other people's in these 5 wands. Because if you're experiencing challenging times, so are they, if they're with you. We'll come back to that. Third eye chakra with fluorite. Destiny. Follow your instincts. They lead to the truth. Yeah, I think they think your relationship is destiny. I think they're in love with you. They may have already told you that they're in love with you, or they're falling in love with you. Yeah. They may think you're their soulmate. They may think, you may have heard all the things that you may want to tell them or long to tell them, like, I've never felt this way with anyone else. You make me so happy. I really like you. Or just the fact that they really like you. Like your personality, like the way they feel around you, like your sense of humor, like your style. They like you, the way you think, the way you express yourself. Like, I can see this person kind of showering you with compliments. Yeah. But I definitely think they think you are their destiny. Oh my God. What did I just say? They definitely think you're their destiny. It's the soulmate card. I think they think you're their... I just said that, didn't I? I think they think you're their soulmate. Absolutely. Thank you, Spirit. Absolutely. Yeah. I just knew that the feelings that we're getting were too nice to not have a nice reading. It felt like love. It felt like the beginnings of love. that point in a relationship where you start telling one another, I love you, all the time, with kisses. All right. Nurture. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The Empress. Well, sweetheart, with nurture. I do think they're the nurturing one in the relationship. I think they do not have difficulty in exuding the divine feminine in this relationship. I think they make you feel so loved and so secure in their feelings for you, and in the way they treat you, the way they protect you, the way they take care of you. I think that it's kind of shocking to you, and it's a lot, and it's taken you a while to get used to it. It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. $15 with Master. Oh my goodness. This is the Devil card. And this is with Unfriendly. And this is, look how they have the heart in a little cage that he's holding and mastering. He's like keeping it closed and keeping the heart closed. That's an amazing depiction of this for this deck. I think your person's aware of either attachments to your past or potentially your present obligations. And they're definitely aware that your heart is under lock and key. I think that they're trying to understand why, and you haven't been fully open and honest with them. Because I think they have doubts that you, again, with the Unfriendly, I think they're having doubts, potentially, of how you feel about them. I think they're so in love with you that they're now beginning to worry that you're not in love with them, or that you're not fully committed to this relationship. They definitely think your heart is under lock and key, and they're trying to figure out how to find that key. But only you can do that. Only you can offer them that key or open it up yourself. I think this is a fantastic reading for you. For the person that is watching this, you are getting advice from Spirit, from your guides, from your angels right now, right here. I mean, it cannot be more clear. You are close to the time that you are being asked to let them in, to let your heart truly expand and let them in. Yeah. And I think you're doing that. I absolutely do. And I think you know that. You don't need me to tell you that. I just wanted to say it because it's crystal clear. Observe. That's the Hanged Man. Under soulmate. And this is their perspective. I mean, you have turned their life upside down. I definitely think so. I think that they find themselves completely in awe of you, of this relationship, of how they feel with you, how they feel in this relationship with you. So much so that they see life differently, and they see the good in everything, probably. I think they're just as in shock and in awe of how well things are going and how beautiful your relationship has evolved. Now, I think their shock and awe and their new perspective and their new enlightenment about love and life, derives from a different place than yours. I think you're shocked by it because you potentially haven't had that type of love or healthy relationship like this in the past. Whereas I think that they're surprised at how good you make them feel and how beautiful this relationship is, because they're allowing themselves to truly be in it and flow with it. I don't think that they're tethered nor being held down or held back like you are by past influences, or again, present obligations or present burdens. And that's why I think you need to tell them and read them in what's going on with you. And I think you should do that soon. Today, if possible. You know, I also want to say something here. If you look at this card clearly, there's a person in the middle, but there's 4 versions of her. And it says observe. And I just got this, as I was putting it down, I just got a huge hit saying the fact that it's under soulmate too, this is how they view you. They may view you as having different faces or having different, I don't want to say personalities, but they may observe how you're different day to day. One day you're really into the relationship, one day you're angry, one day you're super passionate, one day you kind of ignore them, you know, but they see you, right? There is that, she is in the middle. They do see you. You're in the middle. But I think that there may be concerns, or they're worried about you not being fully invested. Again, right? I just want to say that. If you think they're not noticing your ups and downs and your difficulties in committing yourself to this, I think you'd be wrong. And that may be one of the things that triggered you, where you thought you needed an apology. Maybe they said something like you being hot and cold. Sometimes they feel like you're really into them, sometimes they don't. And you may have taken offense to it, or maybe even clutched onto it as, I don't know, the start of an argument to potentially break up with them or have them break up with you before inevitably, you know, quote unquote, they broke up with you in the future type of thing. If you know, you know what I'm saying. You'll know if this resonates. You'll definitely know if that part resonates. Last one, refusing to see the 2 of Swords. And that's in the nurturing. That's under the Empress. Oh, I just got hit with them wondering if they are deceiving themselves about your interest. Like if they're refusing to see that their feelings are much deeper than yours. This could be a case of potentially what's holding you back is creating doubt in them. Not about you, not about their feelings for you, but their doubts about how you feel about them. And no one wants to be in a relationship with a person that doesn't care about them like the way they care about you. So I definitely think there is a very clear message here from Spirit, from Source, from the universe, whatever it is that you believe in or are asking advice from. Your ancestors, your guides, angels. I feel that presence here. That's why I'm explaining that even more. Maybe you're asking a saint. I don't know where that came from, but something like that. a specific deity, I feel like they're telling me and making me focus on this. Don't want this to, I guess, alarm you. But I do feel like they're ringing the bell and saying, hey, if you're ready for this relationship, you're going to have to open up and let this person in, because they can only give so much before they need to protect themselves and their heart. That's what it is. Again, I worry about saying that because I know how afraid you are potentially of losing their love, or that their love isn't real. It's real. This person is in love with you. This person sees a future with you. This person thinks you're their destiny and you're their soulmate. But if this person has a very healthy EQ, that also would imply that they also have a healthy self-love, a healthy self-esteem, and self-worth. And they can only love and give so much before they get hurt. And I think that they know that. And I think that's where they're heading. That's where they're caught up. Because I'm going back to this. It's like as though they sometimes, right? They sometimes think you're super into them and that you are also falling in love. But then, a few days later, you may completely blow them off and they can't figure that out, right? They're refusing to see. And eventually they're going to get past the Two of Swords and they're going to see what it is that they need to do. They're going to make a choice. It'll be heartbreaking, right? With the Three of Swords, but they will move on because they have to. And that's an example of self-love. Sweet, 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 sweet people. Love is so beautiful. And to find a relationship like this is so wonderful. And I hope that this time around, you get to enjoy it fully. So start erecting boundaries. Start erecting boundaries around those attachments, those obligations that you have. Start prioritizing yourself and this relationship, because it will lead to a lot of fulfillment. I definitely feel that. And please know that you are so deserving of it. I'm sure they tell you that. They're just telling you, they're not lying to you. They're telling you how wonderful you are and how beautiful you are and how smart you are and how funny you are. Please believe them, because you are. And you're deserving of a person who sees that. And they're deserving of a person who also deserves to hear those things about themselves. So don't forget about that. It can't just be one way. They need to hear all those wonderful things too. They need to be loved in the way they're loving you. And don't forget, we teach others how to treat us. And we also teach others how to love. So if this person is teaching you and bringing out the best in you, that's amazing. Just don't forget to return the favor. All right, that's what I see for you guys. All my love, always. Till next time. Bye.